Morning. Welcome to our yoga practice today. We're going to start actually sitting. So in easy pose, if you have a block or a bolster or a pillow or something you want to sit on so that you can sit up nice and tall, let's do that. Right here. All right. So I like a block because it helps you sit up just a little bit taller. It raises your hips up above your knees. Oh, I forgot my AirPods. I was going to do that today, but that's okay. We'll do it next time. It allows you to sit up nice and tall instead of sitting back on your hips. You can sit right up on top of them. So with our hands on our knees, let's just close our eyes. Find an easy breath, or just find your breath. And we'll start being purposeful with our breath in just a moment. But first, let's just close our eyes, bring ourselves onto the mat. Bringing whatever's coming with us onto the mat too. We'll just allow it all to be here. And through our breath and our movement and our focus, hopefully in the next hour, it will find a good spot to land. So as we're here, let's start taking a little bit deeper of a breath, and maybe we'll count the same counts inhale as you count exhale. So let's start with 3 as we inhale, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3, maybe 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale and exhale. So just breathe like that for the next couple breaths, nice and even on the inhale and on the exhale. Starting to feel ourselves calm down. Find an easy flow. That's our theme today. It's going to be flow, finding the flow. Even when we have the hard things happening, whether it's easy, whether it's hard, whatever, finding a rhythm and a flow through it so we can kind of float down that river instead of trying to frantically swim from side to side or swimming upriver. We're just going to flow with it. And from here, let's do a little bit of cat-cow sitting. So as we inhale, we're going to press our breastbone forward, pulling our shoulders back. And then on the exhale, we're going to push that sternum back to the back of the room, rounding the shoulders. And inhale, coming forward, opening the chest. And exhale, rounding. It's our first movement in our spine, so be gentle. Let's take one more. And exhale. And let's take my left hand, your right hand up and over your body, and we'll reach to a lateral stretch. Not coming forward like this, really to the side, so it really gets this side of your body to open up. And we inhale as we come up and come to the other side. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. Finding that flow. Maybe thinking of it as like waves on a lake, little baby waves. Inhale up and exhale. Not big ocean waves, just nice little simple breathe in as the waves come in, breathe out as the waves go out. Let's take our block to the side and we'll come into tabletop. Let's just do a couple little cat and cow here too, now that we're in a different orientation. So we're going to inhale, dropping our belly, lifting our tailbone and our chest. And exhale, rounding back, pulling the belly button to the spine, tucking the tailbone. Starting from the tailbone, we come into cow. And exhale to cat. And from here, let's tuck our toes and press up into down dog. First down dog of the day. Oh, I'm feeling the stretch through my lats, through my hips, through my hamstrings and calves. Just kind of easing in. You can take your heels up and down. You can pedal out your feet. Really trying to get your ears in between your biceps so that you're not up here. Press that chest toward the thighs. And then we'll gently walk our feet up to our hands. Feet are hip width apart. Just grab the opposite elbows with our hands and just a rag doll. You can bend your knees a little bit. That'll change up the stretch. I need it more in my back, helping this create some space in my spine. So bent knees are really good for that. Finding your breath. Inhale and exhale of the waves on the lake. And then we'll inhale, coming to half lift. Pressing the shoulder blades down the back, pulling the belly button to the spine. And we'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward fold. One more just like that. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward fold. This time we'll inhale all the way up to standing with a flat back. And exhale, hands to heart center. And let's find our first Tadasana of the day. So your feet are hip width apart. All 10 toes are on the ground. Feet are deeply rooted into the ground. As we press down through the ground, we lift up through the fronts of our legs, lifting up the kneecaps, engaging the quads, releasing the tailbone. Belly button comes in. Shoulders are back and down. Your rib cage is lifted. And our string is pulling our head up through the ceiling so that we've got a lot of space in our spine. And we breathe. We'll inhale our arms to the sky. And this time we'll sit back into chair. And for the first time, we'll start to build just a little bit of heat before we get some flows going here. Booty's coming back. Belly button is pulled to the spine. Shoulders are back and down. And let's take a little twist here. So twisting toward your left knee. If you can hook that right elbow outside the left knee. Doing your best to keep your knees the same. So if one knee comes forward like that, try and pull it back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhales up to mountain, extended mountain arms over the head. And hands to heart center. We'll sink back into our chair. And this time we'll twist to our right. So if you can, taking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. If that's too crazy, you can use a hand as well. Putting your right hand on your right hip, left hand outside your right knee. Get a twist that way. And exhale, forward fold. Taking a breath. Inhale all the way up to standing. Bringing our hands to heart center. So I'm going to face you. I want to do a lot of small flows today in order to get our body connected with that movement, with the flow of our breath. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down into chair. So chair. Inhale up to standing, and then we step out to our left and scoop up the sunflowers. Inhale up, sit to chair. Inhale up, other way, to your right. Sunflowers. Inhale up, oops, to chair. Inhale up, exhale, sunflowers. Inhale up, to chair. Inhale up, exhale, sunflowers. Inhale up, to chair. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Bring in the hands to heart center. Good job. All right, coming over here. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. I love sun salutations for really connecting our breath to our movement. So let's focus on that. We'll take the first one slow. So you've got lots of breaths per movement this time, but you have inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Everybody's in plank for just a moment, widening those shoulder blades. Wrists are directly below the shoulders. Belly button's pulled into the spine. And then we all take our knees to the floor, turning the insides of our elbows forward, bending our elbows, and taking us all the way to the ground. Inhaling up to cobra, painting those elbows back, engaging the back muscles, and pressing to down dog. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then we walk our feet up to our hands. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll take 3 more of those, a little bit quicker. If you would like to stay on your toes and do a chaturanga with an up dog, you're more than welcome to. I will show that the first time. Otherwise, you're welcome to continue all the way to the floor and then push up into cobra on your knees. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank on your knees or your toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. 2 breaths here. On the second breath, let's come up high on our toes. With the inhale, deep bend in our knees. With the exhale, and at the bottom of the exhale, we bring our feet to our hands. However that happens, whether you're walking or jumping, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward to plank on your knees or your toes. I'll go on my knees this time. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, pressing to down dog. 2 breaths here. On the next inhale, bring your up high on your toes. Exhale, deep knee bend, bringing the feet to the hands. Inhale, half lift. I'm feeling my breath start to finally let go. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Can you find a flow in your movement? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Almost as if your movement never stops. It just flows into the next move. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And let's take 2 full breaths before we bring our feet to our hands. And on the next inhale, our heels come up high, and our exhale, our knees bend, bringing our feet to our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find that powerful, strong mountain pose, Tadasana. Again, make sure our feet are hip width apart. Toes are in the ground. Rooting down through the ground by lifting up on the fronts of those legs, releasing the tailbone. Belly button is in, rib cage is lifted, shoulders back and down, neck is long. And we find our flow. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky. And let's go ahead and bend that knee and open the hip, getting a good stretch through the entire left leg and the right hip flexor. And we'll bring our right knee to our nose. Bring it in and take it back up. 2 more just like that. Bring it in. If that is not happening for you today, just leave your leg up in the sky or stay in down dog. Last one. Single leg dog. This time we'll bring our knee to our nose and then we'll set our foot in between our hands. Oh, that feels really good. But we're not going to stay here. We're going to come up to what I call flight. So we're right here. We've got a right angle in our front knee. At least our knee is directly over our heel. Our back leg is stretched long. Energy is going out our heel. And then there's a straight line from your heel out your head. And your arms are reaching behind you as if they're holding a medicine ball. Pulling the belly button to the spine. Wrapping this inner left thigh up and back to balance out the hips. From here, we'll come up to crescent. So you just lift those hip bones straight up and then sink into it. From here, we'll bring our hands down to the floor and we'll get a nice deep bend or deep stretch in that hip flexor. You're welcome to drop the knee in the back. That actually feels better for me right now. If you want to use your block, this is a good spot to do that too, because we're going to take our right arm to the sky and get that twist. Now, if you want to come back up off that back knee, it's a good time to do it. And we'll bring our both hands to the ground, press back to down dog. Stay here or come forward and take a vinyasa on your knees or your toes with me, and we'll all meet in down dog. Come back to your breath. Find the flow. If you feel yourself panicking at any time, just relax, release. See yourself in the river, going with the flow. Inhale that left leg to the sky. We'll open up the hip, bend the knee. Stretch out that right leg. Left hip flexor. And then we'll bring our knee to our nose. Exhale. Back up, inhale. And exhale, knee to nose. And on this one, we'll bring our knee to our nose and place our foot between our hands. That beautiful stretch. We'll come up into flight. So you've got that long line. You're pressing back through that back heel, reaching forward with your head, reaching back with your hands, wrapping that right thigh up and back. And then we come up into crescent. Find a flow with your breath. And then we'll come down to the floor. You can drop that back knee. Get a really beautiful stretch in that hip flexor. And then we'll open up this left side. You can take up that back knee up off the floor again if you want. And we'll bring both hands to the ground, pressing to down dog. Stay here, go to child's pose, or take a vinyasa with me. Whatever is going to serve you, finding your flow in that moment, because the flow is the important piece. We're going to go quickly through 3 times on the right leg. You got this. Right leg comes up. We'll bring it through, place it between our hands. Come up to flight. Come up to crescent. Come down to low lunge. And twist. And down. Come up to flight. Inhale and flight. Exhale and crescent. Or inhale, either way. Hands down. And twist. And flight. Inhale or exhale. Crescent. Inhale or exhale. Hands to the floor. And twist. Nice work. Bring your back knee to the ground. You can stay here and get this little stretch again. Or you can pick up that back foot and get a good quad stretch here. I have to find the flow of my breath in this pose. It just throws me into anxiety. And our foot comes down. Press to down dog. And we'll go left. Left leg comes up. Knee to nose, placing the foot between the hands. I think I like the exhale on the flight. Exhale. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, twist. Hands down. Exhale to crescent, or to flight. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, twist. One more. Exhale, flight. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, twist. And then we'll bring our back knee down. Enjoy this stretch, or if you'd like to, you can bring up your back foot. Stretch that quad. And releasing, pressing to down dog. We'll just take a couple breaths here. Come back to your breath. Inhaling high up onto our toes. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Bringing our feet to our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to the sky. And exhaling, hands to heart center. We've got these 2 spots where we get to come back to ourselves, right? In Tadasana and in down dog. Find your power. Find your ease, find your flow. Flow, flow, flow. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling the right leg to the sky. This time, let's take our knee to the outside elbow as for that little strength move. Outside elbow. And back down. And 2. If you don't like that again, you can stay in down dog. 3. And this time, let's bring our knee between our foot between our hands, dropping the back heel down. We'll come up into warrior 1. So you can have yourself on different train tracks. You don't have to be lined up just like this. You can be like here, right? Back heel is down. Energy is going out the outside of the leg, through the outside of the left foot. Shoulders coming down the back as your hands reach up. And we open up to warrior 2. So if you need to heel toe your front foot forward so that the heel of your front foot matches with the arch of your back foot. And if you find yourself here, pull that rib cage right back up and over your hips. From here, we'll come into side angle. Again, you've got your block. This might serve you really well. Letting that your right femur drop. And then coming up to reverse warrior. Nice, so we come down to down dog. Pressing to down dog. Take a vinyasa if you'd like one, or don't if you don't want one. Whatever the flow is asking from you. Couple breaths here. And we take our left leg to the sky, bringing our knee to the outside of our elbow and back up. 2. And back up. 3. And back up. This time we bring our knee to our nose and place our foot between our hands, dropping the back foot to the floor, coming up to warrior 1. Strong back leg. Pull the belly button in so you're not here. Pull it in. Reaching those hands up. Rooting that whole foot to the floor. Opening to warrior 2. Adjusting your feet as needed. Gazing over that middle left finger. Find your flow. And coming to our side angle. Using your block if you'd like to. Letting that left femur drop. And inhaling up to reverse warrior. And cartwheeling our hands down to the ground. We come to down dog. Stay here or take a vinyasa on your knees or toes with me. Inhale up to down dog. Inhale high on our toes. Exhale, deep bend, bringing our feet to our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Come back to your breath. Coming back to our breath. We're going to take each side 3 times, just like we did last time. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling the right leg to the sky, bringing the knee to the nose and placing the hand between, or the foot between the hands. Coming up, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reverse. Don't worry about moving your feet for this. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reverse. Nice work. So now we're going to move into just a quick little balance pose into half moon. So from here, you're just going to kind of come up on this front leg. It's opened up like this. Okay, so your hands can be on your hips. Hips are open to the side. And then you'd reach for the ground, for your bolster, for your block, for whatever. If you want to take your arm to the sky, you can. I want you to imagine standing against a wall with that back leg, pushing into the ground with your standing leg, reaching to the sky with that top arm. Nice work, bending that front leg, gently coming back to a warrior 2. And we'll cartwheel down, pressing to down dog. Taking a breath here. Nice work. Inhaling the left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, placing our foot between our hands. Here we go. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 1. Slow down your breath. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Slow yourself down. I'm talking to myself. Reverse. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Side angle. And reverse. And we'll come into our half moon on this side. So we're just going to kind of like come up onto our left leg, right? Hands on hips. Tip, 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 tip. So you can reach for the floor or a chair or a block, whatever. Flex that back foot, press it against that imaginary wall. Reach that hand for the sky. Press down through the ground with your foot. And release, bend, lengthen that front leg, coming back through warrior 2. And cartwheeling down. Down dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. Find your flow, keep coming back to it. And inhale, high on our toes. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Bringing our feet to our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, from here, we're just gonna take our left foot back into a pyramid. So again, you're on opposite train tracks. You're not, or opposite, just different train tracks. You're not on the same one. So widen those legs a little bit. The feet look just like warrior 1. Foot's out just a little bit. Whole foot is on the ground in the back. We're gonna pull our right hip back, Coming forward into pyramid. So both legs are straight, getting a beautiful stretch in that right hamstring. If you've got a block, again, this is a great one for that. And then if you've got a block, you're going to set it next to your right foot with your left hand on it. And then you're going to take we're going to do a twisted triangle. So your right hand's going to come to your right hip and open up the chest a little. If you'd like more, you can take your right hand to the sky, pressing through that left hand, feeling an amazing stretch in that IT band. And bringing the hands to the floor, refine that pyramid. And now we're actually going to go the other way. So we'll put our right hand on our right hand on the ground. Adjust your feet a little bit so you can open up into, you might have to lift this up a little bit, into triangle. So now our hips are facing the front, long edge of our mat, pressing down. Both legs are straight. Good stretch in my side for me. And from here, we'll take both legs to the hands to the ground, turn both toes out, walk the toes in a little bit, and we'll sink down into my favorite pose, into Malasana, for a really good, just like sink into the hips. The femur is your thigh bone. The acetabulum is your pelvic girdle, basically, like where it's where your femurs fit into your hip sockets. Just feel that lotion getting in there to help things move around in there. And then we'll bring our hands to the floor, turning our toes forward, grabbing your big toes with your peace fingers, and just pulling your torso towards your thighs. You can bend your knees a little bit here. And then we'll just walk to the other side of our mat. So now our left leg is in front. We'll come on up with a flat back. Left leg is in front. We're going to do pyramid from here. So we're going to pull our left hip back, hinge from the hips, long, straight spine, straight legs, finding our stretch. Again, if you have your block, that might be really helpful, even all the way up here. Find your breath. Let's not forget about the breath, finding the flow. From here, we'll leave our right hand on the floor, open up toward the left side of our body, toward that left leg, with our hand on our hip, or hand comes to the sky. Bringing the hand back down, let's refind our pyramid, adjust our feet if necessary, so that we can peel our body open for triangle. You might need to adjust your block to get a good stretch through the hamstrings, the side body. If you don't have a block, you can use your leg. Hold on, kind of like press back against your shin. Whatever works for you, just not against your kneecap. We don't need to hyperextend our legs. And bringing the hands to the floor, coming to the center again. We'll come back down into our Malasana. So feet are just a little bit wider than the hips, or wherever it works for you, honestly. Again, the lotion in deep in our hip sockets, helping all those muscles, those external rotators just relax a little bit. And then we straighten our legs one more time, turning our toes to the front. You can grab your big toes again with your hip, with your peace fingers, or you can place the whole palm of your hand underneath your foot and give your wrists a really beautiful little massage here. Probably a deeper hamstring stretch too, because it lifts your toes up a little bit. And releasing, bending the knees just a little bit, coming up with a flat back. Okay, we're gonna do one little balance pose. First, you're gonna take your, this would be your left leg, we're mirroring each other. Taking your foot up on like a figure 4. You need a chair to help you balance, that's perfect. Okay, and then from there, you're just gonna sit back into a chair position. So it's like a single leg chair, but you've kind of got this support right here. Kind of presses down as your body's pushing up. Bringing your hands to heart center. You're probably feeling a good hip stretch right there. Try and balance out your hips so that you don't have one going the one way or the other way, right? Woo. Try and balance. Basically pin it all in. Breathe into that. And we'll inhale up, releasing our foot. And we'll switch legs, bringing your right foot up and sinking down. Whoa, mama. Stretchity, stretch, stretch. Breathe into it. Send that booty back to get that really wonderful hip stretch. Try not to round your shoulders. Pull the shoulders back and down. It will help you balance if you've got good posture. Flex that top foot too. Helps with protecting your knee and for me finding balance. And inhale up, releasing the foot, bringing our hands to heart center, and breathe for just a moment. Nice work. Okay, coming back to the top of your mat, let's work our way to the ground. Inhale up. Exhale to cactus. So open up your arms like this and open up the heart. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, coming down into a camel position. So our knees are on the ground, our bodies are straight up. We're gonna do camel. So a little bit of a spinal extension. Putting our hands in our back pockets on our booty. You're gonna pull those shoulders back, elbows back, getting taller as you go back. Don't just sink, right? Get tall. Don't care how deep the bend is. Get tall. As we open up our chest, pushing our hips forward. Gently coming up. And sit back on your heels. Receiving that pose. And from there, we're going to come straight onto the ground and do kind of the same thing in a different orientation. We're going to do a locust. So on our bellies, our feet are down flat on the ground. We're reaching back with our hands. And as we inhale and we lift, we reach our hands to our feet, it automatically will pull our chest up off the floor. And if you'd like more, you can use your glutes to lift up your feet off the floor. Getting a good whole full body spinal extension here. And release one cheek to the floor. We're gonna do that twice more, or you can follow me with this variation. So If you want to follow me with the variation, you'll take your left hand so that it's parallel with the top of your mat. Bend your right foot and reach back and grab it with your right hand. And from there, you'll kick back into your hand, lifting the thigh up off the floor, pulling the chest back and getting a good half bow. And release the other cheek to the floor. Now, if you chose to do one, you really should do the other to be balanced. If you're continuing to do locust, that's perfect too. It's a huge back strength there. All right, we'll take our right arm parallel to the top of our mat, bending the left foot, reaching back with the left hand. Kind of try and like nail both hips to the floor, bones, and then we kick back and open up that shoulder, open up the chest, picking up the thigh behind you. And release. And let's press back to child's pose, our first child's pose of the day. Ah, yes. Hopefully your lungs feel nice and open here. Feeding your body so well with that oxygen and the flow. Coming back to that beautiful crystalline clear lake and its beautiful little waves. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's swing around and just sit on our booties. Feet are straight out in front of us. You move the flesh out so that your sits bones are right on the floor. And we're going to inhale up. And we're going to exhale forward. Fold. Yes, that feels so good. Coming as far as you can go. If this is what you've got, that's amazing. Block is awesome too if you need a little more. This super stretches out my scapulas in between my shoulder blades. Feels so good. And releasing, coming back up. Tipping back onto that skin or the flesh between your tailbone and your sits bones. Super flat back. We're not here, right? Sit up nice and tall. Feet can be on the floor. Hands can be holding the legs, or you can lift your legs. You can let go of your legs. Whatever you need to do to find boat pose. Super strong ab engager. Find the flow. You are at the lake with a nice soft little inhale as the waves come in. Exhale as they go out. You got it. And release, bringing our soles of our feet together, letting our knees come out to the side for a butterfly position. And just sink into those hips and that low back, however feels good. And we'll roll down onto our backs. And as we do, let's pull our knees to our chest. As you pull your knees to your chest, feel your shoulder blades anchor to the ground. It lengthens out this whole center part of my back and just feels super good. Reaching my tailbone for the floor too, although it's not going to go all the way, obviously, if my knees are all the way to my chest. It's still a really beautiful massage. And let's pull one knee, pull our right knee to our chest, lengthening the left leg onto the ground. And from there, we'll take our right leg up to the sky. So wherever you can get it straight, whether it's here and holding onto your hamstring, or if you can creep your hands up your leg and pull it in. Try not to have this happen in your bottom leg, right? Long, straight bottom leg, you're gonna get a better stretch. And from there, if you would like to, you can take the inside of your right foot and pull your leg out to the side for a good little straddle stretch there. Trying to keep that left hip still on the floor. Pulling it back to the middle, pulling the knee into the chest. Now we're gonna twist toward the left side, drawing the right knee across our body, adjusting our shoulder blades so that they lay on the floor, and then taking a gaze at our right hand out at the right side of our body. Deepest spinal twist of the day. Just release into it. And pulling our knee back into our chest. And we'll switch legs. Pulling the left knee in. Reaching that foot for the sky, wherever that length is for you. As long as that right leg is all still on the ground, try not to bend it. Even if you're all the way down here, it's totally fine. This is all about increasing our flexibility, not proving how flexible we are. Just be right where you are and let that be what it is. If you'd like more, you grab the inside of your left foot and take the leg out to the side. Continuing to hold that right hip on the ground. You can even hold it with your hand. Give it a little bit of extra support to stay down. And bringing that leg back up, pull the knee into the chest, and then we'll twist toward our right. So adjust your hips if you need to. Oh yeah, a little crackety crack. Adjust the shoulder blades. Left hand comes out to a T and we gaze at our fingers as best we can. And gently pulling our knee back into our chest. This time we'll take both of our knees up, grabbing either our big toes with our peace fingers or the outsides of our feet with our whole hand, and we'll be in happy baby. And again, if you'd like more, you can take the insides of both feet and lengthen them both straight and get a beautiful straddle stretch. Mess with it however is feeling right in your body. I love lengthening my lower back, lower spine onto the floor. It feels so good. And let's release our feet. We'll come into our final resting pose of the day, Shavasana. Stay here for Shavasana. Feet are at the wide edges of your mat. Hands are facing the ceiling in a receiving pose. In Shavasana, our body receives neurologically, physiologically, and emotionally, mentally, everything that we just did. So it's so important to just stay here. Receive it with gratitude of what your body can do, of what your body will grow into. of what your body has grown into. And we'll lay here for about just a minute or two. Just receive it. And start deepening your breath, coming back to your breath. Hopefully, even just for 1 minute, you were able to get lost in your Shavasana. Wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling out your feet and wrists, maybe taking a cat stretch up and over your head. We'll roll onto the side of our bodies for a little fetal position for just a moment where you're safe and you're protected. And then we'll press up into a seated pose. We'll finish our practice. Back to sitting on your block if that was helpful at the beginning of class. And we'll just take our hands to our knees and close our eyes again. And just take notice for just a moment. Do you feel any different than you did at the beginning of class? Do you feel like you can find a flow for your day? Do you feel like you can find an ease throughout the way you address the different things that you have on your plate today? I think when in doubt, maybe we'll just keep coming back to the little gentle lake waves today with all the various things that we have that we'll encounter. Nice and easy, breathing in and breathing out. Bringing our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today in this practice of a flow. I typically just do classes that I need. So finding a flow today is exactly what I need. Hopefully it was helpful. Until next week, namaste. Thanks for joining me.